Well, I got another patron question from Eli, and his question is definitely a relevant one. In light of the infamous John Kricfalusi scandal, as well as many others, I would like to know, in your words, how does one truly separate the art from the artist? As we've been learning these past number of months, a lot of notable figures in Hollywood have been proven to be not so good people. And the main question running through a lot of people's minds is if we can still watch their work. And honestly, in regards to this question, everyone is different, and I find there is not an incorrect answer on this one. It's a dicey subject, but I'll try to give my perspective on the matter. For a lot of people, it's easy to separate the art from the artist. However, the art will more often than not be a piece of said artist, especially if they are the central creative force. For example, John Kricfalusi was recently revealed to be a pervert who preyed on young women, especially underage girls, and Ren and Stimpy would often sexualize women. No matter how you cut it, if something sordid is revealed about somebody, it does become hard to not think of it when watching their work. Whether you believe the stories about Woody Allen or not, and that's always been a complicated case, it's hard to ignore many of his films feature plot lines where older men form romantic relationships with young women. And I recently watched the Spy Kids movies, and seeing Harvey Weinstein's name in the end credits was quite the mood whiplash. However, I don't think anyone should be considered a bad person if they choose to watch a film or television show involving somebody who's been revealed to be not so great. Everyone watches entertainment and media for different reasons. Some watch them to be, well, entertained, while some, like myself, tend to watch films and television shows analytically. So for me, I tend to focus on things like story structure, technical elements, and emotional resonance. I can condemn Roman Polanski for his actions while still talking about what makes Chinatown work as a film. With Polanski's recent expulsion from the Academy, people have been wondering whether they will revoke his Oscar. But they gave him an Oscar because they felt The Pianist was a well-crafted film. That's it. But if you're somebody who cannot bring yourself to watch a Roman Polanski film, I absolutely understand. Because as I said, everyone is different. For years I've been uncertain about watching Mel Gibson films because of him being revealed to be a misogynistic, racist, anti-Semitic pig. I've often joked that Gibson should be cast as a rooster in every movie because Chicken Run is the only film I can tolerate him in. But I did watch The Road Warrior a few years ago, and I managed to enjoy the movie despite his involvement. And while I dislike Braveheart, it's mainly because I find it to be a stalely written vanity project that completely distorts history to a ridiculous degree. I have not seen Hacksaw Ridge, but if I do watch it one day, I will still judge it based on, like I said before, story structure, technical elements, and emotional resonance. It could be a well-crafted film, and judging it just because of Gibson being behind the camera does a disservice to the cast and crew who worked on the film, who were not terrible people. I recently rewatched Baby Driver, which was the first time I watched a movie with Kevin Spacey in it since the revelations came out about him. And after the initial moment of, oh look, it's Kevin Spacey, I did not really think about it for the rest of the movie. And when the revelations came out about John Lasseter in November, you had people who wondered if they could watch Toy Story or Cars again. And yes, it is unfortunate to find out that such an important figure in animation is not quite the smiling, Hawaiian shirt-wearing good guy he was perceived as, which oddly is a plot point in many Pixar films. But Woody, Buzz Lightyear, Lightning McQueen, and other characters he was heavily involved in creating will live on for many years, long after Lasseter has stopped working at Disney. And we should not stop celebrating the hard work of many talented animators, story artists, and character designers just because of the man at the top. That's the big question. Should one dirty cog affect the other parts of the machine? Yes, it was awkward seeing T.J. Miller in the Deadpool 2 trailers not long after his stupid train stunt. But should that take away from the film as a whole and all the hard work David Leitch and Ryan Reynolds put into it? However, the most important thing we need to think about whenever something terrible is revealed about a person is not whether we can continue watching their work. The first thought should always be sympathy and support towards the victims, because their struggles are far more important than whether it's okay to watch Ren and Stimpy again. I hope I answered that question the best way I could, as it's not often I talk about such dicey subject matter.